no time.
That's right, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We are glad to have you here. We just spent 20 days on the Ovation of the Seas. We're sporting our brand new Ovation of the Seas hats. That's why I've flipped the camera around so you can see it says Ovation of the Seas.
Oddly enough, when you do that, you can't see a darn thing.
I know. Anyway, we are going to tell you about our experience and why you should or should not book the Ovation of the Seas. So stick around. And now we're back to normal because that hat is child size and
It is tight.
I have a headache. So yes, we just spent 20 days on the Ovation of the Seas, had a fantastic time. We're going to tell you why we had a fantastic time. We're going to tell you about all the different things on the ship and why we think you should or maybe should not book the Ovation of the Seas. And we are doing it live. Welcome to Tall Man Mobile. We've been back for a few days and glad to see you with us. We appreciate you all being here. If this is your first time here, do us a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, become part of the Tall Man Clan. It's free to you, costs you absolutely nothing, and it really does help out the show and help out the channel. We would sincerely appreciate it. Also, if you're new around here and you have a question about the Ovation of the Seas, please enter it in the chat. If you're watching the replay, then you can put it in the comments. We will gladly answer it for you. And, you know, we can't start the show without showing you a little bit of faux balcony cam, of course. This was shot from the Ovation of the Seas, so we figured we'd bring that to you so you'd feel like you're at home. It was foggy, everybody, and yeah, that was our view for many, many days. Okay?
Yes, it was.
That being said, let's go ahead and get to the review of the Ovation of the Seas. And again, if you're new around here, we do things a little different. We do it Tall Man style.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Filming Tom and style.
All right, embarkation. So embarkation was actually in Japan. The first 17 days was Transpacific. We started off in Japan, went to a few locations there, and then had 12 sea days across the international date line. And so embarkation was a bit different. They're in a different country, even though Royal Caribbean's embarkation process is sort of standard across the board. You are in a different country, so it was a little bit different. However, very, very smooth.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, being Royal Caribbean, they had, you know, chairs for everybody. You come in and you sit down, and then when it's time, they call you row by row by row, and there's no pushing, no shoving, and it's very nice.
Yep. So embarkation was absolutely fantastic and went off without a hitch, at least as far as our embarkation goes.
Yes.
All right, let's move on. The cabins. Wow, we got into an impressive 20 cabins, and we didn't tell you, but we saw 2 more cabins during the 3-day. We saw a studio balcony and the owner's loft, which we did not see. Outside of that, again, we saw 20 plus cabins.
Yeah.
The cabins look fantastic.
They did. They were all in great shape. Yeah. I mean, I'm one of those, my daughter calls me a germaphobe. So I go in and I immediately start looking for mold in the showers and all around the sinks and on the floors. Couldn't find any mold anywhere.
No
dirt. It was spotless.
Yeah, very well kept.
Yeah.
We felt they were all spacious looking. Inside cabins, there's only going to be so much space, but we felt they were spacious for inside cabins. Ocean views, the balconies. I loved the spacious ocean view balconies that are at the front of the ship.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys want a great cabin, look at the spacious ocean views on the Ovation of the Seas. Amazing cabins. We have that video on our channel. Check that out.
I liked that studio balcony.
The studio balcony was great.
That was awesome, I thought.
This is one of the few ships that actually has a balcony for solo. There's no solo supplement or single supplement.
Yes.
It is a balcony. It's just for one. So it's got a full-size bed, full-size bathroom, everything else. It's just a little smaller. But the balcony was the same size as the cabin.
Yeah.
It was a huge, huge balcony.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Can't wait to get that released. You guys haven't seen it yet because we saw that on the 3-day.
Correct.
So we'll be releasing that on the channel. So all in all, cabins, fantastic.
Yes.
Let's move on. The buffet. We've always been very impressed with Royal's buffet. They always have a great variety of things on there. This is no different. Bacon was bacon, for those wondering what it was like in
Every
Japan.
day.
Every day. Lunch was great. We never did have dinner up there.
No, we did not.
But breakfast and lunch, yes, as well as we had, we'll talk about that in the other restaurants in a minute. But it just, eggs is going to be one of those things, I think, on every cruise ship.
I think so.
They're just never scrambled hard. They're always a little mushy. But outside of that, the buffet was fantastic, always well stocked.
Yes.
The only negative for me about the buffet on this particular ship, and I don't know why this particular ship, but the hours to me seemed a little bit limited. And when it was closed, they shut the fire door. There was no getting in there. And so if you were on one of the like for instance, our cabin, and we had two different cabins. One was on deck 12, one was on deck 13. If we wanted a drink, it was just easy to walk up a flight or two flights of stairs, and the buffet was right there. But we couldn't get in to get drinks. So that means after it was closed, we'd have to go down to deck 4.
Yeah.
To get any sort of beverage we wanted. Again, non-alcoholic, like water, iced tea, lemonade, these kind of things.
Yes. And it was always packed down there with the indoor entertainment in the evenings.
So that would be my only complaint, is that they shut the doors and that you couldn't just get water. So, all right, let's move on to the next subject. Main dining. So we're going to talk about all the dining here. Now, ultimately, we did not do any of the specialty dining restaurants on the ship. There was only a couple of them. There was Izumi for sushi. There was Jamie's, the Italian restaurant. There was their upscale steak, Chops, and Coastal Kitchen. There was a fourth one. I can't remember the name. We didn't do any of them. We just ate in the main dining room. We did try the bistro and the solarium for breakfast.
Yes.
Which is, to me, I would go there before I'd go to the main buffet.
Yeah. For breakfast, definitely.
Go to the...
Yeah.
Yes. So,
yeah.
But the main dining, fantastic.
The solarium bistro, yes. Yes.
Food was great. For the 17-day part, they did recycle a lot. The menus were always different every night, but in which we post up on our Facebook group. So if you want to go to the Facebook group and see all the menus, they're up there for every single day. It's a private group, so you do have to answer a couple questions. What was your first cruise, and adhering to the group rules. But answer those, it'll let you right in. All the menus for the 17 days are up there, except for one, because we weren't on the ship.
Correct.
We were in Osaka that night.
Correct.
So, but
I thought they did a really good job of mixing it up. There were a few items that only appeared once, and there were definitely some that appeared many nights.
Times.
Yes.
Outside of the standard, I mean, like French onion soup. That's sort of a standard that's going to be there. Caesar salad is going to be there.
Yes.
But potato soup was on there a couple times.
Yes.
There was a few of the main courses that were on there a couple times.
Spaghetti was on there 3 times.
Three
I
or
think
four
I had
times.
it all 3 times.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But outside of that, look, they're not used to doing 17 days.
No.
So the fact that they did as well as they did was fantastic. They didn't run out of food. I heard they were, running short on some things, but ultimately, I don't think we went without anything. I think everything was good for the entire 17 days.
Yeah, and that to me says a lot, because we had 12 sea days, was it?
12 sea days.
12 sea days straight with no ports between, so no time to restock. So I thought they did a really good job of stocking up and having an adequate supply of everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's your main dining. The bars. Well, usually this is an interesting one for us, but we actually had some cocktails on this ship.
We did.
On the 3-day,
Yes.
it was a preview. All the cocktails were included. So it was unlimited drinking, if you will. Not that we unlimited drink, but we had a few cocktails, and we had them around the ship.
We did.
In different places. We tried something in Schooner Bar. We tried something in the pub.
And we got our daiquiris from the pool bar.
We tried something in the main dining room.
Yep.
And there was, I think, one other place we tried, Music Hall. We had a drink there too, as well.
Yes.
And all but one, I forget where. It was in the music. I said pool hall. The music hall. My drink there, it was pretty good. It was pretty stiff. I got a rum and Coke. It was
Okay.
pretty good. Forget the next place that we got a drink at. I think it was the pub. I got another rum and Coke, but it was
The pub was first.
the pub was first.
The pub was first.
So the pub was great. It was a little stiff. Then it was
Music hall.
music
A
hall.
music hall, yeah.
It was a little weak. That drink in there was a little weak. Outside of that, they were all great. Bartenders seemed to be doing their thing. There seemed to be plenty of servers everywhere. I didn't hear one person complain about it. Again, my drink was just a little weak. Not that it matters to me. I didn't drink, so it was okay. So that was pretty good. So
Yeah, everything that I had from all of the bars, everybody was great. All the servers were great. The drinks that I had, I enjoyed. I have a new favorite drink.
we tried a couple new ones.
Yes.
I tried a strawberry blonde.
Yes.
That was great.
Yes, and my new favorite is a
Watermelon.
watermelon margarita.
Watermelon
I always
margarita.
want to say dark daiquiri, but yeah, watermelon margarita. That's my new favorite drink.
That was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But I like that strawberry blonde.
Yeah, that was really good too.
And I can say that and not get slapped. All right, moving on. Activities.
Yes.
Wow. If you had been following us while we're on the ship, we mentioned this many, many times. I have never been on a ship that worked so hard to create and or augment the daily activities to make sure there was enough stuff for us to do. Now, let me explain just real quick. As we showed you a few minutes ago, if you were with us at the beginning, this was the best look that we had on most of our crossing. Okay, most of the days we saw very little, and it was cold, it was wet, it was foggy, and so there wasn't a lot of outdoor stuff. So everything that was outdoors had to be canceled, and so they scrambled to redo things, not to move the outdoor things inside, but to create more inside activities.
Yeah.
They did move a few. They did move a few events to the inside, but my hats off to Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky.
Ricky.
Seriously. Yeah.
For him, Ricky was the cruise director, and his staff for doing the job that they did to keep everybody occupied for the 12 days on the sea crossing.
Totally
Fantastic.
agreed. They did a wonderful job. Best activities.
Really?
Ever
On a
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly.
And there was a wide variety of things to do. It's not like, it was all trivia. They had,
Yeah.
lectures, and the lectures were across the board from, making sushi. You could do that. You could
History
do
of NASA.
history of NASA, whale watching. It
They had
was
acting
just-
classes.
And they had, they did. They had acting classes. They formed a choir,
A guest choir.
a guest choir,
A passenger choir.
as well as they did a flash mob for the guests.
Yeah.
I mean, just incredible variety of things to do.
Yeah, really, truly.
Yeah,
So,
and that's in addition to their normal activities.
right?
Yes.
Right? All right.
Yes.
So, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Moving on. Entertainment. Another.
Yeah.
Again, we've always been very, upfront and vocal that we feel that Royal has always had the best entertainment at sea out of all the cruise lines. This ship was no exception. Their two main production shows. The first one was called Live, Love, Legs, which is sort of a Vegas-y, showgirl, feathery kind of thing. Most of or half of the girls in the cast are that tall, leggy sort of showgirl sort of look. It was a good show. It wasn't
Very entertaining.
It was very entertaining. There wasn't a lot there, but it was very entertaining.
Yeah.
Right?
Fun to watch.
The second show, Dreams. I don't think it was just called Dreams. It was
a beautiful dream, or
something like that. Dreams or a
Yeah.
beautiful dream or something like that.
Yeah, that was really
that was
good.
also fantastic. Great set pieces.
Actually, I have the name of it.
And we're going to be posting those on our Patreon site for those who are part of our Patreon. We recorded these shows in their entirety, and so we're going to be posting them up there for those who want to see them. If you're not part of our Patreon and you want, there's how you get there. But yeah, fantastic show, really. The vocalists were just just amazing, truly, truly amazing. So if you're going to be going on this ship anytime soon, please make sure that you see at least Dreams or
The Beautiful
the
Dream.
Beautiful Dream.
Yeah.
And Live, Love, Legs if you're into the Vegas-y showgirl kind of sort of thing. And they were wearing clothes. It wasn't, though they did have a parental
They did.
warning on it. I mean, they're wearing clothes. They're not revealing, I would say, in any kind of way. There's more revealing upstairs on the pool deck.
Yeah.
On the one day people went to the pool deck. Now, their third show, which is in the 270 Lounge, is called Spectre's Cabaret. This is not our favorite. It wasn't our favorite on the other ship. It wasn't our favorite on this ship, though we went to see it anyway. We did record it. Here's my issue. One, the tech is phenomenal, and the talent is phenomenal. But I don't like the storyline. I don't like the overall use of the room. However, the room, there's a lot of sightline issues in that particular venue. Just kind of sort of like in Center Stage on the Carnival XL class.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sight issues in this particular venue. Beautiful venue. Love it. Just to look at it and take it in and hang out there. But to go see a show, I really think they should revisit that show. But again, that's us. We spoke to people that liked it. We spoke to people who didn't like it. It was 50-50. We're on the... We'd rather go to the other shows. So,
and again, it has nothing to do with the talent or the production
No.
because those were both fantastic.
yeah.
It's just for us.
Just the concept
story.
of the show and the story, right?
Yeah.
Now, the entertainment everywhere else. Oh my gosh. I just the girl that's in the pub.
Yes.
Wow, fantastic.
Yes.
Darla
Fox.
Darla. Amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
That girl can sing anything you throw at her.
The band that's in the music hall,
Yes.
again, phenomenal. The
Yes.
reggae band that played outside on the day we
one of
left
both.
Jamaica, and they
Japan.
Sorry, Jamaica. They played outside when we were in Japan, and they
Yes.
played outside.
Yes.
When we did the 3-day.
Yes, in
and
California.
then the rest of the time they had them inside. Fantastic. All the rest of the acts that we saw, the piano, just all in Schooner Bar, fantastic. So yeah, once again they have hit a home run on their entertainment on their ship.
Yeah.
So
Across the board.
let's move forward. Customer service. Look, we went down there a handful of times. I've got nothing good, bad, and or ugly to say about them. They were there to do their job, and they did their job fine, as far as I'm concerned.
You know, I had a great experience when I went down there, and I'm going to pull up his name because I don't want to get it wrong here. But this customer service, Vadim was amazing. He had answers for everything that I threw at him.
Right?
Yes.
And then some.
And then some.
He actually gave us demographics.
He did.
It's fantastic.
Which nobody has ever volunteered that for me before, but everything that I asked, he gave me.
Yep. So I feel the customer service on ship, and they were always pleasant. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of customer service is sort of, the people work there, they're sort of blank. And the reason they are is they have all kinds of people come at them. They have people that are, hey, how you doing? They have people, rah! And so for the most part, they're just sometimes not a lot of personality.
A blank page.
They're a blank page.
Yeah.
I found both there. Some people with some personality and some people that are just sort of blank. But everything that we asked of them, they were able to provide, and then some. And so thumbs up to the customer service.
Yes.
Moving on. The ship. So the ship is 9 years old now. And what a fantastic and beautiful looking ship.
I agree.
It is
Very, very well cared for.
it nearly looks brand new.
I agree.
It does not look like a 9-year-old ship
I agree.
at all whatsoever. And Lisa and I talked a little bit about this. How is it like, for instance, we go on the Carnival Celebration, go back on there 6 months later.
6
months later.
It's beat up.
And you can see how beat up it was from when we were on it when it was new.
Yeah.
Like, wow, really? In 6 months? Here's a ship that's 9 years old that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because it's been mostly over in Asia and they're taking care of it better, the clientele that go on the ship. I don't know. All I can say is that ship is in fantastic shape.
Agreed.
And hopefully y'all treat it that way.
Yes, please, y'all take care of her. Don't be mean to the ship. She's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Overall experience, 2 thumbs up. I'm going to give it my rating. I may shock some of you. I'm giving this a 9.5. Not a perfect 10, but a 9.5, which is the highest rating that I've given a ship. Of course, we've just recently started to do the numbers thing, a handful of ships ago. But I'm giving this a 9.5.
I thought I was giving a high mark. I was going to go 9. Yeah. I mean, we've been on some brand new ships that I wouldn't have ever dreamed of giving that kind of a mark to.
No.
But
9.5.
I'm going 9. So yeah.
Absolutely book and have a fantastic time on the Ovation of the Seas.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
why didn't I give it a 10? Here's a few things. One, I mentioned the buffet that they closed the doors. I don't see why they can't keep those open for the water stations and the drink stations that are up there. Yes, I know they have to clean, but on every other cruise ship in the world that we've ever been on, and we've been on a bunch, it's always open, right? So that's one. Two, the aft elevators on the starboard side seem to have some issues. Actually, you know what? On the other side too, because we were on the other.
Yeah.
The elevators they're a bit slow.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not talking about embarkation day and debarkation day, or everybody just came back from port. I'm just talking about normal use. Okay. And we were on there for 20 days, so I think we got a good average of it all.
Yeah.
The timing of the elevators is off in some kind of way. The
It
programming.
is. It is. Either they all seem to be up on deck 14 or they all seem to be on deck 4. And there's you had to wait for the group to kind of migrate together. Usually, you go and there's, an elevator on 2 or 4 and there's an elevator on 14 or 15 and they kind of meet. No, they were either all up or all down about, 90% of the time?
Yeah.
About 90% of the time, they were
Yeah.
either all up or all down.
Now, fortunately, when we wanted to go up, well, we're only a couple flights up to go where we needed to go.
Yeah.
Down, okay, down's easier. But being on deck 12 or 13, everything we needed to do is on 3 or 4. And so we did use the elevators for that. But again, it was just... yeah, they were slow.
So close to a perfect 10 from this one.
Yeah. I Spectra.
Yeah.
Spectra's
Cabaret.
Cabaret.
Yeah.
That's another thing for me. I think as great as the other shows are, it's just, to me, how this one just misses.
Yeah.
The main character on this one was a little bit weaker than the other one.
I agree.
Which made it even worse.
I agree.
But those 3 things brought the ship down. But a 9.5, guys. It's not gonna get much better than that. And the elevators, yes, they work. It's just gonna take some time. Yep, they're gonna close the doors. By the way, between breakfast and lunch, between lunch and dinner, and then after dinner all night long.
Yes.
Right. So it's not just in the middle of the night. I mean, they
Correct.
close.
Yes.
And you're not in there. So even in the middle of the day.
From 3 to 5.
Yeah, even
you got to go down to deck 4 if you want a beverage.
Now,
water, tea, coffee.
If you want just water in the middle of the day, if they're closed, you can go to fish and chips. Fish and chips.
Fish and
They
chips.
have water there, but that's it.
Yes.
Right? So
Yes.
That's up on the pool deck, so outside of
Yeah.
that. But there you go. So those are the reasons why I brought it down just a 0.5. Outside of that, a 9.5. Did you have something else you wanted to add?
The only other thing that I noticed when we were looking at the suites, they have this, beautiful hardwood floor when you're walking out onto the balcony, and they could use a little bit of refinishing. It's normal wear and tear, but it is there. So I did want to mention that because, in a suite you expect,
Yeah.
everything to be all perfect, and it is a little bit, it could use a nice little refinishing.
And there were also
little
look,
wax
there were a couple
varnish.
there were a couple tiles on deck 5, walking from sort of the I mean, going towards the back, there's that nice long tiled area.
Yes.
They were a little.
There's one that you walk on and it makes a funky sound, a little funk.
Yeah,
So it's a little loose.
But in a ship this big, right? So
yeah,
we're being picky,
we are
guys. We're being
nitpicky.
really picky.
We are
to
really
find things not to like.
And that was the thing that he said to me. He's like, "So what didn't you like about that ship?" And I was like, yeah. Yeah. We thoroughly enjoyed this ship, guys.
So there you go.
Really did.
Those on the West Coast, congratulations for getting the Ovation in the Seas. She is a gem.
Yeah.
And please keep her that way.
Please, yeah, because she's beautiful.
Now, mind you, she's only going to be there for about 3 months.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't know this. They thought it was going to be there permanently. So she's there for 3 months. Then she's going back to Asia. Mm-hmm. She's going to be there until April-ish, May. And then she's going to be doing Alaska. And then when Alaska is done in September, then she's coming back in 2026 in September. So it's not permanent, but she'll be there now for the next 3 months and then back in September of next year. So at least to the Southern California area.
Yeah.
So there you go. There is our review of our time on the Ovation of the Seas. We hope you book and enjoy it as much as we do.
Absolutely.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Filming Tom and Style.
All right. So I hope everybody is well. We're sorry we're a couple days late on our review. So let's say hello to everybody.
Yes.
We'll give you everybody's favorite, not just balcony cam, but this particular balcony cam with that moon shining on the water.
That one's just
You can see the
gorgeous.
ripple of the water too. I mean that's a money shot right there.
That is. That's just gorgeous.
Anyway, hello, Macrina. Welcome.
Hey.
Mama Tall Man. Bev, TGIF. That is correct. Hello, Patricia. How are you? Okay, they both lost it. Yes, we have.
The hats.
Yeah, I like the hats. They're kind of cool. But, oh, my God, they're tiny.
It is really snug.
Yeah, and
That one's the one I was wearing. This one's the one you were wearing, I think.
No,
No?
this is mine because
Okay.
I got the thing
Oh,
really.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, they're the same size, but they are just
They're
really
very
tight.
snug.
Yeah. We got a couple other little things too. They're I think still in our bag.
They are.
We got some magnets, cups, and
Yeah.
all kinds of things.
Yes.
That was from the 3-day.
Yes.
And they gave everybody there. So
Yes.
anyway, Macrina, that's right. Rock on. Howdy, y'all. Yeehaw.
Howdy, y'all.
Like the hats? You booked? Yes, he is.
Oh,
Patricia's like, I
nice.
know he is. And Antonio's like, yes, I did. He's talking about the group cruise.
I think so. That's awesome.
If you look right up there, we have a group cruise coming up. Look at that, 154 days, y'all. Group cruise.
Wow, it's coming around the corner. Come join us November 8th, 2025.
There'll be meet and greets,
Parties,
pineapples.
ducks, and of course the live shows.
Don't miss our first ever group cruise. We'll see you on the horizon. There you go. If that email went by too fast, there it is again. tallmanscruiseadventures@gmail.com. We are not travel agents, so we didn't book this to make bookings off you guys. We just want to hang out with the Tall Man Clan. But we do have an agent that did put it together so we can get group perks and good things from the travel agent and all that stuff. So if you want to go, just send me an email down to that number right there, or email, and I will forward you Kathy's information, and Kathy will take good care of you, as Anthony just booked. And the ship is nearly sold out, guys. So don't procrastinate if you have been on that fence procrastinating, because you might not make it on the group cruise. So there you go. Group cruise and Phil. I got it out early. Woohoo. Hello, Irene. How are you tonight? Good to see you. Elaine, how are you? Hey, Tuesday. It's Friday. Woo! Unless that's the name for a drink, I'll leave all the planks for you. No, Antonio, you are walking the plank. What's up, John? How are you doing? Good to see you. Just buy me a beverage and I will not tell the crew you... I'm okay. What was the avail guarantee? Yes, it was an inside guarantee. Okay, not the closet. Okay. What was in a strawberry blonde? You know, I don't remember. You have a picture of the menu.
I do.
It's on one of the menus from the dining room. That's one of the drinks we got from the last night.
Was it the last night?
I think it was the last night.
Let's see if I can figure that out for you.
Yeah, well, while she's looking for that. Mark, how are you doing? Welcome back home. Thank you. Good to be home. We're not going to be here very long, though. Hello, Gina. How are you? Carol, good to see you.
Strawberry Blonde is Tito's handmade vodka, Saint Germain elderflower liqueur, strawberry, lemon juice, and mint.
$14. There you go.
Yeah.
Lisa, you mean customer service didn't tell you to Google it this time?
No, that was on, what was that, the Aqua that did that?
Yeah.
That was the Aqua.
What's up, Cruises Forever? How are you doing? Good to see you. New name, Moonshine Cam, right?
Oh, I like it.
Moonshine Cam.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's yep. Go Cruise. Book Patricia and I for the excursion today. Awesome. Glad they still have room.
Yeah.
You sure waited long enough, Bev. I'm kidding. You did, Bev? I guess I'm going. Yep. There you go. All right.
Nice.
So we're caught up with the comments. Yeah. So it on the side note. So we didn't talk about embarkation, and it's kind of late to talk about that now since we're really sort of done with the first half of it. But the embarkation on the 17-day, guys, this is something you're going to want to know. If you are coming from Japan or somewhere over in Asia and ending back up in LA, I can't speak for any other port, only where we were. It is a manual immigration process.
Yes.
There's no facial recognition. I mean, they have it. They do not use it. It is manual because a lot of the passengers, half that were on that ship, are from another country, and the facial recognition is, I guess, problematic in that sense. So it was all manual.
Or dual passports, I think. Yeah.
The line for immigrations on at the end of that 17-day went on for days.
It did.
The debarkation process started 7:30-ish, 8 o'clock, and at noon there still were at least 500. Lisa thinks it was 1,000 people. Somewhere between 500 and 1,000 people still in the line.
Yeah.
After 4 hours, 4.5 hours.
Yes.
It was incredibly lengthy. Now, that being said, the embarkation on the 3-day, oh my gosh, they called our number. We were off the ship, down through the queue, and literally walked right up to the face thing, ding ding, and right out.
Of course, you're saying embarkation. I
Debarkation.
have to say it's
Sorry.
yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
When we were done on the 3-day, the debarkation process, facial recognition was being used.
Yes. And it was fast.
Now, there were 3,400 people on the second sailing on the 3-day. There were 3,900 people on the 17-day. So there was a 500-person difference, but not massive number difference.
No.
We were number 24, so we were back in the line a little ways. And when we got down there, like I said, we just got down. There was our luggage. Walked right up to the facial recognition, ding, 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 and then right out to the bus.
Yes.
It was crazy.
So much faster than the manual.
Yeah.
That's the manual review was forever
Yeah.
long.
There was no stop.
No.
In this particular case, literally no stop from the time I grabbed the luggage, literally right up to the facial recognition thing, put the luggage down, stood there, ding, picked the luggage up and out the door.
Yeah, it was very fast.
Best debarkation.
Yes.
Quickest ever. Because
Yes.
there's been a lot that have been fast, but normally there's 3 or 4 people and you're there for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. There was nobody. They were whipping them right through.
Yeah.
So. But again, 3,500 people.
Yes.
So, and I don't know how many people were staying on the ship either. doing a
That's
back-to-back.
true. That's true.
So.
Because I felt that there were a lot that were going to be doing a back-to-back on that itinerary.
Yeah. So, but outside of that, the first one. So if you're going to do that 17-day Trans-Pacific, because I know a lot of people are like, ooh, Trans-Pacific, ooh, 17-day. Just note that when you get off the ship, you are absolutely going to need your patience because it's going to take a very long time. Now, that is, again, Japan to L.A. I don't know what it'll be when they do the reverse.
Well, that's true, but I have a feeling it's probably going to be the same way because we had to go through immigration in Japan as well, if you remember.
That is correct, but that was at the airport.
Well, they also Japan cleared the ship, and then we could not get off the ship after they had cleared the ship.
That was a weird thing, and it was a little bit of time there too. But they only had 2 people.
They did, but I also want to point out. Remember the whole the balconies being closed and being inspected? That was a little odd. You don't remember that?
No.
When we were in Osaka, the first day we had noticed that they're going to clean the balconies. Okay, that's fine. The second day we got another notice they're going to clean the balconies. And you walked out and you had said to the cabin steward, he says,
yeah.
oh, yeah, they're not actually cleaning. You can leave your things out there inspecting.
They're inspecting today.
Well, what it wasn't the ship's crew that was inspecting. It was the Japanese government that was inspecting. And they literally had cameras. They were going over the tops of the dividers between the balconies. They were picking up tables and looking. They were looking for contraband.
Yeah. Plus, it was I would say probably their Coast Guard inspection.
It was. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That could be.
Yeah, because we hadn't been there. That's the first time we were there.
Okay, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I just was. I found it very interesting to see them out on the balcony and picking up the tables and looking under it and the cameras on the. That was very fascinating to me to watch.
That cruise was so long, I'd forgotten about some of that. So that's a good thing to talk about. So we were in Osaka for 2 days, which was our last stop in Japan before we started the 12 days of all-sea days.
Yes.
Okay. And Japan needed to, for whatever reason, check us all out through their immigrations process. Mm-hmm. Even if you were on the anyway.
You're leaving Japan. Here you go. We got to go. Yeah.
So here we got a piece of paper. Again, we put it up on our Facebook group. You can read it. And I will try to describe this the best that I can. So on the last day, if you intended to get off the ship on that last day, great. Get off the ship. Go do what you're going to do. We're not leaving till 8 o'clock, but be back in time. Okay? There's that. Now, here's where it started to get strange. One, if that's what you're going to do, whatever you do not come back between 12 to 1. You cannot get on the ship between 12 to 1. Okay, great.
I thought it was after.
12 to 1. If you were already off the ship,
okay.
If you went off at 8 o'clock in the morning and did something and came back at noon, you're not getting it back on between 12 and 1.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you are already on the ship and you are not going to get off on the second day in Osaka, you still had to go through Japanese immigration.
Yes.
Which means you had to get off the ship.
Yes.
So you had to go down to the theater at a certain time, 12:30, right? And as a group, they're going to take you off the ship, walk you into the terminal, take you through immigration, and then back on the ship. But once you do that, you cannot get back off the ship.
Correct.
That process took a while. It was like an hour and 45 minutes.
Yes, that took a while.
That also was a lengthy thing.
Yes.
Because that's the process we went through.
Yes.
Now, we talked to people that came back to the terminal at like 3 o'clock. They walked right in and right through.
Yeah.
That's because the rest of us had already gone through. So we just thought it was a little weird that we physically had to get off the ship. They scanned our cards, and they scanned the passport. Then we went to somewhere else. Then they stamped the passport. Then we went back on, and they scanned our card twice, which was strange. But all of that was like an hour and 45 minutes.
Yes.
It was a lengthy process. So
Yes.
anyway, so yeah, moving on here.
Okay.
Okay, the strawberry blonde does sound. It was really good.
It was really good.
Embarkation crew work with the airport want to get you to LAX for the $50 sandwiches, right? Everybody out quick! Get to the airport and get those $51 sandwiches with water.
Yeah. Well, to be
We had
fair,
one soda.
the sandwiches were $19 each.
Demarcation.
The
I
Coke
understood.
was, or Pepsi was like $5 or $6. I don't remember. And then they had a 10% convenience fee.
We're
Something
paying
like
their
that.
rent on top of paying their rent.
Yeah.
You know, it just,
$51.
yeah, just yeah. I was thinking, you know, I had a hankering for like a Snickers bar, right? I just want a chocolate Snickers bar. I went up there, it was like $5. I'm like, nope. My hankering for a Snickers bar went away immediately. Cruise Forever says the 12 days at sea too much. I feel like that's a lot of ocean. You know, we loved the crap out of it.
Loved it.
Interestingly enough, it wasn't a lot of ocean because probably for 9 of those 12 days we didn't even see the water.
It was a lot of fog. Looking out the windows, everything was kind of fuzzy and white.
Yeah, I mean, I played this at the beginning, and yes, you can see some water here, but
Most days you couldn't see the water at
That was a
all.
good day.
Yeah.
That was one of the couple of good days.
Yeah.
I mean, right up until we got to LA.
Yeah, even pulling into LA, it was all foggy outside in LA too. I was like, what's going on?
The day before, not our last day on the ship, but the day before the last day, that day was perfect.
It was beautiful.
Sun was out, skies were blue.
No
it was
wind.
amazing.
Oh, it was beautiful.
That was it.
Yeah.
This or more. You know, cruises forever. Everybody has a different style of cruising, right? We love sea days.
Yeah.
Partially because we love the ships.
Yeah.
Just as much as we love, getting off the ship and doing excursions and seeing different countries and things. But we love the ships just as much. Now, I think some of that may stem from that, we are based out of Florida. And we've gone on so many Caribbean cruises.
Not a complaint.
Not a complaint. It just we've been to Cozumel, 40 times, and there's just nothing else we necessarily want to see there, right? And so the ships have become for us the vacation,
Yeah.
not where it's going. For the most part, not always.
Well, when you go someplace for the first time, of course you want to go and
Yes.
get off and explore. You
Yeah.
got to do it. And, depending on how much fun you have, maybe
Yeah.
you want to get off all the time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we, like he said, we just, the Caribbean is right there. It's available for us at any time we want to go. And so we go. And, it's just like, okay, we'll stay on the ship.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've done that. I've got all the T-shirts. So,
Jamie Perez wants to know, do ship relocation trips tend to be cheaper?
Yes.
Yes. That's actually why we booked this. That
Yes.
17 days for us, when we got it, I don't know if they were running a sale or special or whatever, we got a balcony for $2,000 for both of us combined.
not 2,000 each.
Not each. $2,000 for the whole cruise. Then I worked my little magic on the internet and found airfare for $500 a piece to get there.
Yeah.
Now that meant some funky routing and basically a 1-day layover. But heck, that whole thing wrapped up was $3,000.
Yeah.
Now we had to get a hotel in Japan the night before, and we probably should have went a week earlier and spent more time there. But that's another conversation.
Should have.
and-
Should have.
and of course gratuities and stuff on board. There's some other potential expenses right there to pay.
Yeah.
But man, the cabin was for balcony was a couple $1,000.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I didn't really see the ocean very much, but we were able to record this. Oh, wait a minute, that's not it.
Oh, I know what it is.
Where'd it go?
I
Where'd
know
I
what
put
you're
it?
going to play.
No, I'm not going to play anything. I'm going to Where'd it go? I've lost it.
Oh no. Well, we all knew that.
Oh, I went the wrong way. No, we did see that a lot.
Yes. Yes,
But-
we did.
But
I thought you were going to play your Jim Cantori audition.
no. I don't know where that went.
No, you had to pull that up from something. I don't remember either.
I know,
It
but
took you a while to
I
find it.
stuck it somewhere. Oh, where? No, not there.
Since Antonio's here, we know he likes that one.
No, it's. It's crazy! What the heck? Oh my God! Going for shelter. Holy crap! That was one of the days on the crossing, one of the nights. What ports in the Caribbean do you love the most, and that you don't mind going back to? We love going to Grand Cayman.
Always.
Love the Caymans. We love going to mixed emotions, but St. Thomas, only because we got married in St. Thomas. And so we love to go back there, and then we take a hike up to where we got married and stuff. Outside of that, St. Thomas has gotten so popular and so crowded.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a little messy there these days.
It is.
But we like to go back there.
I loved, this is like one of those itineraries that you don't come across too often, but the Spice Island was just gorgeous. British Tortola, the water is just absolutely amazing there. Just the views are incredible.
Right.
Yeah.
We do enjoy going to all the southern type islands because we've only been to them once. Some of them maybe just once, but twice. Like on our group cruise, we're going to Bonaire, which I don't think we've ever gone to Bonaire.
No, we haven't.
So we're going to Bonaire, which is someplace we've never gone to. Aruba and Curacao, which we've been to a couple of times. So those southern islands, we absolutely love them. It's just we haven't gone to them a lot. A lot of the cruises we take, especially now for the channel, they're just doing Eastern Western. So you got your Grand Cayman, sometimes Jamaica, Cozumel, a lot of Nassau this year. We've gone to Nassau several times.
A lot, yeah.
As far as the Bahamas go, we love the private island of MSCs. We absolutely love going to their private island because it really feels like a private island. It doesn't feel like a theme park.
Yeah.
If I wanted to go to theme park, I'm in Central Florida. I've got Disney, Universal, and SeaWorld if I want. I don't necessarily want that on my cruise, which interestingly enough, it's why Lisa and I started cruising, right? Because we're from an area where a lot of tourists come in Central Florida. And they come here to vacation. We're gonna leave, right? So we get on a cruise ship because it's right down the street.
It's
right?
so convenient.
So convenient.
Yeah.
And so there's that.
Another island I like is St. Kitts. There's a lot of great shopping in St. Kitts.
Yeah. What happened? I don't know. What has happened? Lost you. I don't know. Are we still? Thunder snow! I know, right? I got to find Jim Cantori's clip. I'll put it up, but I'm sure we'll get in trouble for it. Like that. All of a sudden the stream gets canceled. That happened to us once. We're literally in the middle of a show and YouTube took it off the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, that got me. That was big trouble. That was a bad boy.
Yeah. So we have to be really careful what we put out there these days.
Yeah. What a lot of people don't know is when that happens to your channel, so you know, that never goes away. It's not like that strike, it's there for a year and it goes away. It never goes away. Ever. For as long as this channel's out there that we're putting out content. And so
if they give you 3 strikes, we've already got one.
If we have another problem,
Yeah.
we're in big trouble.
Yeah.
And we've worked very hard to get to the channel to where it is. And anyway, so yeah, moving on. Antonio says, my first time to Bonaire as well. Excellent.
Nice.
That's why we're doing the excursion in Bonaire. So make
Yeah.
sure you go to the group cruise, find that thing and book the we're going on a group excursion in Bonaire.
Yeah.
Looking forward to Curacao. It's one of my favorite ports. Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Curaçao's nice.
Cruises Forever says, I love Aruba. Been there 4 times and going back to September. Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah, Aruba's great.
Nice.
Delgado 1. Hello. Are
Hello.
3 days too short amount of time to really enjoy the Ovation? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
In my opinion, 3 days is too short to enjoy any ship. Seriously. I mean, you could, I suppose.
Well, you're certainly not going to get to take in the entire ship.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm assuming for 3 days, it's going to be a day at sea, Ensenada, day at sea,
I would agree.
back to port.
I would agree.
So you're going to have 2 sea days,
Yes.
or maybe a day at sea, Ensenada somewhere else, and then back, because Ensenada is so close. I think the crew was out there just rowing us back. We were so close and going so slow.
But there are so many things to do. You've got the Seaplex, which
just there, just up there.
Yeah.
Inside the Seaplex is their indoor sports area, right?
Yes.
So they do bumper cars,
Yes.
roller skating.
Yes.
Of course, there's the basketball,
Yes.
pickleball,
Yes.
and umpteen other things I can't even think of right now.
Archery.
Yeah, there's pool tables up there. There's foosball tables up there.
Yes.
There's actually gaming consoles
Yes.
up around there.
Yes.
That's just the Seaplex.
Yes.
Never mind everything else.
And then in the back, you've got Flow Rider. You've got
The rock climbing wall.
Rock climbing wall. You've got the iRip.
iFly.
iFly. Yes, thank you.
Ripcord by iFly.
Yes. You've got the North Star.
North Star, that thing that hangs you out over the side of the ship up
and
there.
then your shows.
Yeah, I would say certainly not.
Yeah.
If we were going, and this is why we booked the 17-day in front of the 3-day. One,
Yes.
we'd never been to Japan.
Yes.
That was
Well, that was huge.
that was huge. We'd never
At
been
the
to
price,
Japan.
you couldn't turn
To the
that
price,
down.
couldn't turn it down. But we were invited to go on the 3-day, so that particular part of it, the 3-day, didn't cost us anything.
Correct.
Okay, but we're like, there's no way we can cover the ship in 3 days, right? And that's us just getting the video that we would get to show you the things that we show you of a ship.
Yes.
We can't cover it in 3 days.
Let alone do any of the activities.
So if we can't cover it in 3 days, I'm not sure technically. Now, that being said, great. Then the only answer is, then you got to go back again. Right?
Yeah.
Or book a back-to-back, one of the two. So, but yeah, it would be our opinion. You definitely cannot take all that ship in 3 days.
No, I mean you can certainly have a good time in 3 days, but
You'll have a great time.
and yeah, you're not going to see everything there is to see.
Cruises Forever is like, I think 3 days is plenty on the Conquest. Yeah. Oh, on the Conquest, 1 hour.
day.
1 hour is too much. We just had a couple comments come in on our one of our Conquest
Oh, did
videos.
we?
They're like, yeah, I gave it 2 times. Went on it once, had a miserable time. Went on it again, hoping for something different, and it was exactly the same. I'll never go on that ship again.
Yeah.
The same crowd.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the Conquest. I just don't know, because it's the sister ship of the Glory, which sails out of Port
great.
Canaveral, and we enjoyed the Glory.
We love the Glory.
But the Conquest, I couldn't get out of that ship fast enough.
No.
And I've never said that about any ship.
Only ship I actually wanted to get off before the end of the cruise.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
So
Could not wait
Cruises
to get
Forever,
off that
we
ship.
understand completely.
Yeah, totally.
On the group cruise, you're going to become platinum. Woohoo!
Hey, nice.
You'll have to start practice looking down on the comment. No, it doesn't happen until you get to diamond. You got to wait. You're not there yet. You don't get to look down at platinum. So sorry.
You did get to brag about your free laundry, though,
Yeah,
until they
Antonio.
changed that.
Won't talk to me being red. Yeah, Patricia, you're going to have to sit all the way in the back. Further. See the door? There you go, right there. Antonio says, does the Carnival Horizon have something like the North Star? No.
No,
They do not.
The-
For Macrina to hang out on. No.
The North Star is only on the Quantum class ships of Royal Caribbean.
But Antonio, I'm going to make something. It's called the plank. Just walk out to the edge of it and just keep on walking. You're going to get a great view of the ocean. What's up, Ozan from Turkey?
Hi, Ozan.
How are you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Patricia's like, I cater to all. I get it. That's okay, Patricia. Red, blue, gold, purple, pink. It's okay. We love you all.
Yes, we do.
No noses here. We won't know who you are. Noses up to look left. See nothing.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
So we'd already talked about, you know what? Snack time. Everybody get out your snack. Snack time.
You know what we've got?
So here we go again, it's no surprise. 'Cause we know better than to roll the dice. So take this love and try to make it new. You can't fight it when it feels so true. You drive me crazy like no one else. The final moment before I lose myself. And it's no use working 9 to 5 if you want more than to stay alive. So come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, so come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, the morning light. Oh, I just wanna be your Superman. Come fly with me, just take my hand. And now that we are cruising in mid-flight, you better watch out for that kryptonite. So come on over, we can make it through, make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night, we're dancing. We stay up until the morning light.
There you are. The Morning Light, our official, unofficial, official theme song here for the live show to All Man's Cruise Adventures. What did everybody have for snack? Leave it in the chat. We want to know what you're eating for a
We
snack.
had popcorn.
So we had. I gave you some. Throw it right there. That was for Patricia in the back of the room.
Oh my goodness.
Patricia's like, Macrina, I will learn from the best. No, you're going to be just fine. I'm hanging out on the deck. You'll never know where I'm at.
We'll find you.
I'm going to GPS tracker. Going to put it right on. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, you're mine.
I love that ear tag.
I'll just be a bit closer than Patricia. I'm only half to platinum. I'm just looking forward to free laundry. All right. Two bags.
I love the free laundry.
Clothes just don't come out as clean wearing them in the pool and the jacuzzi. No, they don't.
No.
They don't. Or as dry.
And they don't like you putting laundry detergent in the jacuzzi.
Antonio, Macrina's like, Antonio, I'll buy you a drink at the platinum party. Can I stand outside the platinum party and peek in? Sure, you can peek in. We'll wave at you from a, hey.
Absolutely.
Not missing anything. For the clothes to come clean in the pool and jacuzzi, you got to jump up and down constantly.
Yes.
And then the other way. And then get out and you do the dog. And
When when we were on the Ovation, they
Oh,
had a
I
hypnotist.
knocked off my.
They had a hypnotist, and he had everybody imagine they were a washing machine, and that's what. Oh, that was hilarious.
Speaking of which, on the 3-day, they brought on a Journey tribute band who played in the music hall. What?
Yeah, they were fantastic.
DSBband. .com, dsbband.com. Their schedule's on there. They do actually, I think they only play on the Icon.
Is it?
They
Okay.
do other royal ships, but when I looked at their schedule, I could only find the Icon.
Gotcha.
Fantastic, really.
Yeah.
We had a great time.
Yes.
Chocolate
Yes.
chip cookie dough, nice. Good, John.
yum.
Love it, love it. No
Nice.
security. No. Cookies. Oh, I could use some cookies.
Nice.
A giant chocolate chip cookie from the pizza place. Too much sugar. God, now I want a cookie.
I know. Everybody's
Thanks,
having
Robert.
chocolate
I
chip
caught
cookies
it.
tonight.
Well, she had Canada Dry. Ooh, I love Canada Dry.
Oh, yeah.
I had a Canada Dry when we were in Montreal
We did.
when I was at the hotel
Quite
there.
a few of them.
Jamie had wine and cheese.
Ooh.
Stop your whining. You a wino? No. Wine and cheese. No, that's good.
Nice.
Wine and cheese. Our refrigerator's actually, we actually haven't even gone food shopping yet.
No.
Excuse me, it's just been a mess
Yeah.
since we got back. First of all, the car was the truck. I call it TMT, by the way. Tall man truck.
I saw.
Tall man truck. TMT dead. Like,
Both batteries totally. It took them to have them tested. No.
$500 later,
Yeah,
2 batteries. The
definitely.
truck works. So.
That, and then we had to put Freon in the
Yeah, the AC.
That was hot. We're like, come on.
And then for whatever reason, the 13-hour time change. And I know, look, we're at sea and we lose an hour and all this stuff, but man, I just we're off.
We're still off.
We're going to bed at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I know. I'm just laying there, going, okay.
Yeah, this has been a rough one to adjust from.
It has, but I do not
I'll do it
regret
again.
I would totally do it again. I don't
Absolutely.
regret it at all.
Karina's telling Patricia that security will haul her away. Not if I'm wearing my invisible clock.
Oh, well, speaking of
Cloak.
security, I saw
Cloak.
security everywhere on this ship.
Yeah, lots of security.
Lots of security.
Yeah, I don't think it was overwhelming, but they were present.
They were definitely present.
I don't know
And
why. It wasn't like,
No.
there was a few people on the 3-day that
Well,
just saying.
it's those 3-day cruises,
I
those
know.
3-day booze cruise.
3-day
Yeah,
cruises.
but the security was everywhere. I mean, they weren't like, following people around or anything, but they were definitely visible on the ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
TMT's fine. Again, couple batteries, some Freon, driving around a little bit, it's fine. So
Yeah.
it just
It just missed us.
but it's a logistical thing, right? So it's our only vehicle. And if it's not working, how does one get it fixed?
Yeah.
Right? It's a big truck, right? So towing it is, not the easiest thing, but it was dead. I'm like, it's got to be a battery. Okay, great. But I got to go get batteries. I can't take the truck there. It's dead. So it's working transportation, and just it's not as easy as you would think. And I'm sure, for those who have one car, understand, if there's a mechanical failure, there's the logistics of getting it fixed and moving you around. And yeah, so.
And
it's
those
just some
batteries
stuff.
are big and heavy. They're bigger than just your normal
Yeah.
battery.
Yeah, it's a big truck.
It is.
Yeah. No click. Nothing.
Nothing.
That's what I mean.
Nothing.
There was
No light, no click.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a $500 day. Just
Yep.
blew. Yeah. Anyway.
Welcome home.
Yeah. Are you being an alligator or a poop disturber? Agitator. Agitator. That's being the agitator.
Oh, agitate. Yeah.
In the washing machine. Robert, I hate to tell you, but you were off before the cruise. Yeah, I'm always off, but now I'm off. I guess we're gonna have to come up with some new phrases for this one. When I came back from Singapore, it took me a week to cover. Yeah, it's.
Oh, I imagine.
I wasn't expecting it as much, but of course, I would maybe you at least get used to California time because we kept on the hour, lose an hour almost every day, and eventually end up on Pacific Standard Time, right? California time, and then we were there for 3 days at that same time, and so maybe you get that, but then we fly home, and then all of a sudden 3 hours later, and I think that's where I am. I think I'm in California time because we seem to be off about 3 hours.
Yeah, and you typically are up till 2 or 3 anyway. So but I don't know what's going on with me. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, I get it. I only have one vehicle, too. Always a pain to get rides. Yeah, so we work on logistics and this, that, or whatever. So, yeah. Anyway, but
it's running now.
Truck's up and running, and
the good
we've
news
had a couple
is,
days to. So
yeah, and the good news is it didn't happen to us when we were out on the road someplace pulling the RV. This was, if it's going to happen, this was the most convenient.
Or
time.
more so, left it parked at a terminal somewhere in a port.
Right. True. Yeah.
Now what? Now it's an Uber.
Yeah.
Hey, just here. Put my batteries in the trunk. Take me to the local whatever. Yes. She says, I always struggle with time change. It takes me at least a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
You inhaled too much fog. Inhaled too much something. All right, guys. So for those who got here late, please go back and watch the beginning where we go over, everything on the ship from the cabins to the entertainment and all that stuff. We gave it a rating of a 9. I gave it a rating of a 9.5.
I gave it a 9.
A 9.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic ship. I would. It's a must see.
I think that's probably the highest rating we've ever given a ship.
Yeah.
I think this is the highest ever.
Well, since we've been doing ratings like that.
Yes, since we've been doing ratings.
Because I would give the Yacht Club and the Tamina 10.
Well, of course.
That was fantastic.
But that's Yacht Club. That's not, the
Well, yeah, but the whole experience was, it's part of it.
Well, it is part of it. But
it is part of it.
Yeah.
10. 10.
Yacht Club, yeah, definitely 10.
10.
Definitely 10.
11. Isn't it 11? I don't know how, but it's going to be 11 because my speaker goes up one notch more. Spinal Tap fans. Shout out to Spinal Tap.
Oh, my.
Sorry, Tony. AA is a good thing. Yeah, AAA. The funny, that's what Elise said. Hey, is our AAA current? I'm like, I don't know. It might be.
I'm not sure.
Bring me some batteries. 2 of them. Biggins. Gina says, for me, my difficulty was going backwards in time. I've always done a lot of traveling, and in the traveling I do a lot of times, I fly somewhere, we're there for a day, and then we fly back. And so time has never really affected me too much.
No, because you're there for such a short period of time. It's just like 2 crappy nights of sleep.
Correct. Yeah. Now, of course, you're there. It's 20 days, and so yeah.
And the weird thing for us was we jumped to the future.
We had 2 Sundays.
We had 2 Sundays, and then we fell back, and now we're like California time behind Florida. We were 3 hours behind. It was just big jumps.
All right, so it's Friday, right? Yeah, it's Friday. TGIF.
It's Friday. Yes.
Time to start figuring out what days it is. So, I don't. We haven't talked about it, but usually when we're not on a ship, we do broadcast on Sundays. So I don't know if we're going to do that this week or not, but if we do, we'll do the week wrap up on Sunday. We post everything on our Facebook. Make sure you go there. Mm-hmm. We give you guys updates when we're doing things and not doing things.
Yes.
And if we do Sunday, we will have our Patreon stream in front if we are going to, beforehand. So if you're not part of our Patreon supporters, please consider being a supporter of the channel. And first of all, for those who are already supporters, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Macrina, on my list.
Thank you.
That's on my list for this coming week. This week, I don't know if I can get anything done on the weekend because I'm not sure there'll be anybody around, but I got to dig into that now this week and figure out what to do with your Patreon thing. So, yes. So, I didn't forget. So, Okay, but there's that. All right. Outside of that, we've missed you. We've only been gone for 5 days, but you know how it is. All right. We hope everybody has a great weekend.
Yes.
And if we see you Sunday, great. If not, it'll be next Sunday. Oh, and look who just comes in. Hello, dude. We've been here for like an hour and a half. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're saying goodbye. You just get here. You're just gonna have to drag the bar back now. Drag it back, drag it back, drag it back, drag it back. All right, y'all. You know the drill, right? We don't have to go home, but we gotta get the out of here. Peace.